All right, here we go. We are rolling. It is time for another episode of The Ticket Studs. Today we are going to be drafting the year 2005, one of Littell's favorite years, based on his pre-draft research and data.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many picks. Like, how do you start?
Well, starting today in the one spot, we have Salemi, we have Arvin at 2, Littell at 3, and I am on the turn at 4. Let's go, boys. Salemi.
All right.
Just write in Wedding Crashers.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to go with Wedding Crashers, and I swear to God, if this backfires on me, because this was not my game plan.
Well, don't listen to me. Go with your heart.
You had a game plan?
I do.
Tell us about that.
I don't like that tone either. So
I'm sorry. I'm a student of history.
I am going to go with Wedding Crashers as my comedy. It could have been, that's not a duh moment for anyone listening, because I could have gone with Blockbuster for it, but I'm going to go with it as my comedy. And I honestly think it might be one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
Ever?
Wow. Ever. It tops all the supposed funny movies of the 1980s. This is far superior than any of those.
Mom, the meatloaf.
Yes. And when they cross each other on the staircase after he's just been flashed by the mom, and did you motorboat, son of a... Vince Vaughn is amazing.
He's peak Vince Vaughn in that movie. God. I mean,
sitting when he's at
like
the dinner
height
table.
Of the mountain.
Yeah. Oh, and my favorite scene of all time is the previous night when he's been tied up and a sock's been stuffed in his mouth, and he's almost been violated by different members of the family.
He went through a lot that night.
They go down and they eat breakfast together, and he just wants to take off, and Owen's got to convince him to stay. Yeah, funny stuff.
You talk about food in a movie. That breakfast looks amazing.
Oh, my God. Right?
Everything he piles on, and then the syrup, little top off.
Little top off.
So good.
And he shoves the muffin in his mouth in 2 bites. I love you too.
Littell's a little...
What's
Are
wrong?
you proud? Are you happy about what you've done?
Wait, what's wrong? That's not...
You realize this is like my favorite movie of all time.
So, yeah, you find it funny too.
I'm seething right now.
Who drew the first card? Whose fault is this?
Be Littell.
Oh,
give it
that's
to me.
right.
You did
You know what you should have done? You should have done what I did and picked your own card.
Well, let's see if you... What pick do you have this round? What
Third.
pick do you, third. Let's see if you can figure out what movie you could steal from me that will just...
That'll hurt.
Oh.
I will say the dance sequence for Twist and Shout is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, all the scenes
Or not
spliced...
Twist, yeah.
All the scenes spliced together from all the different weddings.
Oh,
I guess
yeah,
not
that
Twist and Shout, but
montage
Isaac
is...
Brothers Shout.
Oh,
It's just
that's a top-level montage.
Yeah, it's just a very funny movie.
Christopher Walken is excellent in the whole movie. He's just like a good straight man, but also he's Christopher Walken, so he makes it really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, his that redhead. What's that actress's name?
Isla
No
Fisher.
idea.
Yeah, she's hilarious. She's married to what's his name?
They're divorced.
Really?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got divorced? Mm-hmm. Oh.
So
I
what
didn't
you mean
know
was
they were married.
They were married.
We apologize to them.
Yeah.
Because part of
We'll edit that out. We don't want a lawsuit.
Yeah.
and part of what's funny is just the physical difference between her.
Yeah.
And, like she makes Vince Vaughn look even more like a giant standing next to her.
Who's her jock fiance? Who's
That's
that?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper,
dude.
right.
He is
Yeah.
But that's
I think
not
that's it.
Fisher's.
That might be one of the
prick,
first times I
No.
saw Bradley Cooper,
Yeah.
too. Like,
Same.
He's a prick in this movie.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah,
just
he
lays this spot out over and over.
Oh, that
playing
football
back-
game?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sack
that
lunch.
football game.
Yeah, but Vince gets last blow in the movie. When he comes running up onto the
Yeah,
wedding altar. He
Oh,
gets
yeah.
yeah. Good film. Good film.
Arvin, you're up.
Oh, excellent. So I'd like to apologize to everyone because this is the least prepared that I've ever been for one of these. I left my iPad that had my list on it at home.
Not a
So
good
I'm
year to be
excuses.
unprepared.
I know, right? So I did all of it yesterday. I'm good.
We'll try
Thank
again
you. I
next year,
appreciate
man.
the thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel a little bit like Salimi in episode 1. Where I don't
Thanks.
know exactly. But I mean this in like an honest way. Like I don't know, like, because usually I'm like, all right, this is what I'm going to pick for this category, and this is what I'm going to do for the other one, and I don't have that at all. But I do know where I'm going to start. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Batman Begins.
I don't want to play anymore, guys.
Yeah.
You had to have known that was coming.
Dumb.
I mean, so like, when I was looking at the list, I literally was like,
are
well,
my
I've
first
got to
two.
start this, assuming that Littell doesn't snake it from me. So yeah, Batman Begins is the spot to start. I'm gonna take it as I think I'm gonna take it as Academy Award too, just for fun, you know. So there's that. So I'll have to go back to the well for a.
So now you're down to your third movie on your list, Littell.
I didn't get that far.
You didn't get that far? Oh man! Might I
was hoping
suggest
to
Harry
piece
Potter?
it together. No, that's one of the worst Harry Potter movies.
What?
Oh,
With
yeah.
the goblet and the fire?
Yeah, I mean, Voldemort coming back is cool. That's the best part of the whole movie.
Spoiler.
I think you mean Tom Riddle. So. Jeez.
Yeah. So it's my turn.
It's
You're
your
just gonna
turn.
end it
It's your
there?
turn.
That-
Yeah.
You don't want to say anything else.
We're not going to say anything else about
Right.
Batman Begins?
That's like I love that movie.
I love that movie. Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah.
You know
I mean,
what? I've seen the first
really
one.
starts the I feel greatest trilogy of Batman.
I've seen the first one more than the Dark Knight.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I like it a lot.
I mean, they got a 3-year head start.
Yeah.
Well, and also I love the depiction of Ra's al Ghul in this movie. It's very comic accurate, and also the depiction
Yeah.
of Scarecrow and his fear gas.
Killian
is
Murphy's
really sick.
fantastic in it too.
So
like
good.
I think he's underrated
He's
as a
a
Batman
freak,
villain.
man.
Like
Yeah.
he does an excellent job. I mean, it's similar to Red Eye, which I think is also on this list,
Yes,
right?
It is.
Like he's great in that movie. Like that movie kind of came out of nowhere for me too. But
good
I thought
movie.
he was really good. And then
I
Christian
wanted more
Bale
Scarecrow.
just as Batman. Yeah, that's the thing is I feel like
I didn't think they did enough.
he almost was like a side character. Like
Yeah.
he's underrated in his own like villain turn, which is the first time that Scarecrow had been used as a
Yes.
Batman villain. Which
And he's such a good villain.
and in a grounded like realistic universe like this, like he's fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
he's so good that they were like, well, we're bringing him back for the sequel too. Just in the very beginning.
I'll
but
tell you who's underrated too is Tom Wilkinson.
Yeah.
Carmine Falcone.
Yeah.
Like a dog.
Yeah.
Like a
He's
dog.
great in everything he's in, man.
yeah, he's really good in this too. Yeah,
He's one of the, it's like Tom Berenger, Tom Skerritt, Tom Sizemore, Tom Wilkinson.
the Toms.
The Toms that aren't Cruiser Hanks. They're like the beat Toms, which sounds like a percussion instrument. But like when you find out that I'm pretty sure he's English,
Yeah.
which most of Nolan's movies, it's all these British and Welsh people
Yeah.
doing American accents. He's so good at Carmine Falcone.
Yeah.
The scene
Absolutely
when
true.
Christian Bale's going to kill him, and then he gives him that little
That's what I'm saying.
story. Yeah.
Begged.
Yeah.
And also
Like a dog.
Yeah.
Michael Caine as Alfred.
Ugh.
He's
so
such
good.
a good
Brings
Alfred.
so
I
much
think he's,
heart to the
I think
role.
he's the best Alfred too. Like I have a soft
Oh,
spot
in
for
any
Michael
movie.
Go from Batman '89 and Batman Returns. But
Worst Alfred?
man, has there been a bad?
I feel like they've always been like the good part. Like even like the
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Like the Affleck, was that Jeremy Irons?
Jeremy Irons is that
pretty
one.
good.
And then Circus is the new one.
Yeah, but that's a
Yeah,
weird.
like if I
Jeremy
had
Irons is a
to
weird
pick
one.
if I had to pick a bad out, I think I'd go Irons. But I mean, bad is such a relative term there. I think it's not bad at all.
I would say it's not his fault though, because the whole movie's kind of bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty.
Also,
it's
Alfred
like obsessed
should
with Superman.
Yeah.
Alfred should always like there should be a good 20-30 year gap between
Yes. Yeah.
Batman. Like you should be able to. He should seem
Besides looking like his older brother.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It just doesn't fit. No, he has to be someone who was in his 30s when Batman is, 6-7 years old to begin with.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. I think this is also where DC's mistakes really began, because if you're going to build a cinematic universe, why don't you just build off of this trilogy and go from there? Like, put a Superman into that world, put, a Green Lantern into that world, like, and
Could
just
they have done
have
that?
it be like realistic. Why not? Right?
Well,
Like, it's
I
all
didn't
Warner
know-
Brothers, so
I didn't know contractually if
they have-
Nolan
they have
had
the rights.
negotiated in some way where like this
That's a
is
good
me
question.
doing my thing and you can't
It
in
might have
true.
been. I mean, Nolan, especially like by the end, I don't know if in Batman Begins he would have had that kind of cache, but
Yeah.
by the end he would have, I think.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
Because they like when
Yeah.
they brought him back, they were like, okay, we'll just here's the keys.
It would have made
Whatever you
sense
want.
to do Justice League off that,
Yeah, that'd be
but
great.
they
Like
obviously
do
did
Man
not
of Steel
do that.
and like
But
put
the new
it into
trailer's
like
like-
this Batman and like back a Brinks truck up to Christian Bale's house
Yeah.
to get him to be like an older like observing Batman who kind of like helps them along the way and like finances things like.
Kind of like that's what Affleck's role was in Justice League. I mean, that was like the Dark Knight Returns
Yeah.
storyline. He's the older, grayer.
Right.
Bruce
And
Wayne.
I feel like, hey, just do that with this. You've already got all these fun toys and all the stuff and, so.
Littell, 3.
Did we give you enough time?
I can't wait.
All right.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Where are you going with this, brother?
Now I'm just gonna have to just take what I want.
That's how the whole
I
draft
think
works.
Yeah,
that's
but now it's
generally
just like-
what we do.
I don't have a plan anymore, so I'm just gonna go with.
What was your plan to begin with?
I don't want to talk about.
I'm
it.
going to start with Wedding Crashers, and then in the next round, I'm going to get Batman Begins.
I'm gonna take my drama, for
Drama.
my action drama thriller. I'm gonna go Lords of Dogtown.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
It's one of my all-time favorite movies, actually. Just
Nice.
like the start of kind of skating in the 70s in Santa Monica. Talk about like Tony Alva, Stacy Peralta, Jay Adams. Who are the actors?
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. I think a lot of them play themselves though. Like Tony Alva plays himself. Peralta directed the movie, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Peralta?
9-9? No, Stacy Peralta.
Oh, okay.
One
Cool.
of
Who's the
Noise,
main
noise.
the main character in Lords of Dogtown?
I'd probably
Because
Tony Alva,
Oh,
which is Heath Ledger. Or no, he's
no.
Skip.
Yeah, he's Skip. The guy who
Emil Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch is
That's who
Jay.
it is.
Yeah.
Emil Hirsch. That's who I was trying to think
And then
of.
Tony Alva. Those are like the three.
And his mom's a famous actress too. You can barely tell it's her too. No, do you? Anybody? No.
I've never seen it.
No.
You've never. It's good, man.
also never
It's
seen it.
really good.
Wow, it's
I heard great things and
It's
meant to see it, but did not.
fantastic.
well. When you say you heard great things, you could have taken this for misunderstood because Lords of Dogtown is right at the cusp of 55%.
Are you
Wow.
serious?
Yes, I
Dude,
was
the movie's so
shocked.
good.
It is. It's a really good movie, and you can barely tell it's Heath Ledger as Skip.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know.
That is amazing. Emil Hirsch is really good at it in his role. Just from start to finish, it's way better than I
Yeah.
I saw what the trailer was, what the movie was about. I had no interest
And
in
it
watching
looks
it at
fine,
all.
Oh,
but it
it's so
doesn't
good.
look like it's going to be really. And then, like, all the reviews that I read, at least, were like glowingly positive about it.
Yeah,
So that's
55 from
surprise.
critics, 81 from audience.
Wow.
That's-
Hey, while you're on there, find out who his mom is. Like, she's a big time actress.
I always got this movie confused with Alpha Dog because they came out around the exact same
yeah.
time. Emil Hirsch is the main guy in both.
Oh yeah, he is.
And I was like, I'm not interested in either one. I'm not a surfer skater fan. But then I watched Alpha Dog and I was like, oh, this is good. It's based on a true story. And
yeah.
I didn't realize Fincher was the executive producer on this. Sofia Vergara is in it.
Oh yeah.
Catherine Hardwicke directed. Nikki Reed was Kathy Alva. Rebecca De Mornay.
That's who
That's
it
the
is.
mom.
Rebecca De Mornay is the mom. And again, you gotta squint because she's lived a hard life, and it's portrayed that way.
Yeah, if you ever want to get a glimpse into skating in its infancy in kind of Santa Monica, and also there are some real adult themes that come up in this movie about like drug use, alcoholism,
Also,
just the
staying
lifestyle.
true.
then.
Yeah, staying true to yourself and not selling out. And
Yeah.
are you really selling out when, like you have all these kids were poor as hell, and all of a sudden these people coming in and offer them big money.
Yeah.
Like they all
For sponsorships and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Skateboarding was, and I don't know anything about skateboarding. This is just from the movie, but skateboarding was pretty tame as far as what you did. And these kids came in and just completely changed it as far as the tricks that they did. And they didn't care if you wiped out, if you completely blew it. Who cares if you attempted to do something spectacular? They're like, oh yeah, let's do that again. It was a really good movie. I saw it honestly, I just was flipped through the channels. It's one of those. It's 2005, so my kids
Yeah.
are 4 and 3. There are a lot of mornings that start at 3 a.m. for me, and I would just whatever happened to be on. I was flipping channels, and I started watching that probably halfway through, and got hooked. So then when it came back around, I watched the whole thing. But no, I had. If you would have ever just said, "Hey, let's sit down and watch The Lords of Dogtown," I would. No, I'm not doing that. Skateboarder movie? No, thank you.
That's how I was.
No,
Yeah.
sir.
But now I feel like I need to watch it.
But it is a lot more than just a skateboarding movie.
It
I'll
is.
say.
Yeah.
All right, I'm up on the turn, 2 in a row. There's a few things I could do here. I'm going to go with my Oscar nom,
Thank God.
and I'm going to take Walk the Line.
Good movie.
Johnny Cash story. Joaquin Phoenix is great.
Yes.
Reese
is good in that
Witherspoon
movie.
wins her Oscar playing June Carter Cash.
She is also great in the movie.
Also, one of the reasons I kind of want to watch A Complete Unknown, because I don't like Bob Dylan's music, but James Mangold is such a good director that I'm going to watch it because it's another musician that we're going to see his story. Like, yeah, I'm in. I'm going to watch it.
Did he do Walk the Line?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Kind
So
of
he's
big
found his
trend of
genre,
musical
huh?
Bios too.
He's done a lot of different stuff, but yeah, he's come back around to doing another music bio.
And Joaquin did his own singing, correct?
Yes.
And Reese did her own singing? Did Timothy,
Yes.
whatever?
Chalamet,
Okay, he did his own singing in this. Okay.
which
Yeah.
I think is even more impressive.
Yeah.
You're talking about iconic voices.
Yes.
And to not even sound like a parody or a cheap imitation, like it's clearly
hard to
not
do.
the artist, but it's really good. I love that. And it's just a great story. I mean, that movie, I don't know that this would have been my number one overall pick, but based on how thin some of the categories are,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to take that
a great
here.
movie.
Love it. All right. Let's see what else is thin here.
Did you know before the movie that Johnny Cash like hung out with Elvis Presley and
No, I learned
Jerry
a lot.
Lewis? Right. I never would have occurred to me that Johnny Cash was a quote unquote rock and roller with those guys. It was pretty wild. When I saw that scene, I thought, I had no idea your popularity was like at that level.
It's just so funny how you see the transition of music over time, where Johnny Cash comes along, he's the outlaw, he's the rocker, he's the whatever, and now country has gone so pop /
so
mainstream that,
soft.
oh man, I miss traditional country like Johnny Cash. It's like,
Yeah.
1960s they wouldn't have said that.
Right.
1970s they wouldn't have said that.
We
It's
were
all
wondering
bluegrass
that
then.
when we watched the Texans football game on Christmas Day and Beyonce was doing her show.
That's as country as it gets, man.
All those 60-year-old country fans, like, are they watching this thinking, what has happened? Where is Willie Nelson? Where is Johnny Cash?
I was really hoping that they were going to bring out like a George Strait
Something
just
to
to
bridge it.
like when they brought out Aerosmith and then NSYNC was there
Yeah.
and then Mary J. Blige shows up. You're like,
God.
this is kind of cool. It's like a celebration of whatever. Still a great show, but yeah, it would have been cool to kind of juxtapose it. All right, my next pick, I'm going action drama thriller, and I'm going to go with Lord of War.
Oh, nice.
Started with an
Nicolas
L and I
Cage.
got worried.
I love the opening sequence.
I left it for you. I left it for you. I really did think about taking. They're not. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about layer cake.
You're the one who gave it away by
No,
saying,
wait.
"Oh,
Do I pick before you?
right before, right before."
Oh, okay.
So
I will forever take every Star Wars movie whenever I can.
better. Well, he's about to take the Revenge of the Sith.
I
So
hope so.
unless Littell takes it, oh no! We should really put parlays on our bet. Like, who's going to draft what?
So, Nicolas Cage, Lord of War.
I don't know that there's an actor with a wider range of quality of movies.
Oh,
From
man.
absolute how did this get made, like, I don't know, Trapped in Paradise, versus
Whoa.
Wow.
You really didn't like it.
Jeez. That's a shot.
to just such good
About Valley
movies.
Girl.
Did you say Valley Girl?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Don't. But he's in it.
It's just funny because you take a look at Gone in 60 Seconds, which I like.
Yeah,
When we do
yeah.
the 2000 draft, I'll take that as misunderstood.
It's a
first.
fun
I don't
film.
care.
It's a fun movie.
But then you watch Pig, and then you watch Leaving Las Vegas, and you watch
Leaving
Lord of
Las
War. You're
Vegas
like,
is an amazing movie.
dude, he's such a great actor when he wants to be, and he's not being like face off Nicolas Cage.
And he's Coppola's nephew. Is that
Yeah.
the lineage? Okay.
And how great
I
is
forgot about that. That's
yeah.
true.
He gave up his last name, right?
he was in Fast Times, he was listed as Nicholas Coppola.
Yeah.
But then after that became Nicolas Cage because he didn't want to be associated as like a Nepo or whatever. But Jared Leto in Lord of War, like
He's real good in that.
he nails that character.
Yeah, unfortunately, because then he got a lot of acting roles that he really should
He
not have
did
gotten.
not deserve. Yeah.
He either really nails it or he kind of like Dallas Buyers Club
Yeah,
was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'd say he's
He was
pretty
good in
decent.
that.
in
He was
Blade Runner,
great in
too.
the You Can Only Watch It
I
Once.
agree.
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is
jeez.
a brutal, brutal movie.
But how good is he in that though?
yeah, but also I think Aronofsky's direction gives him a lot.
That's fair. That's fair. But Lord of War, it's an original story that I hadn't seen. It was a look into, and who knows how, the truth or what. It's based on a couple of different arms dealers, one main guy,
Merchant
Rush of
one.
Death.
Merchant of Death. Ethan Hawke as the good guy, the cop.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ATF or FBI or whatever he is, but he's almost got him the scene where they take apart the plane overnight. Dude, it's just so good.
It is so good.
Yeah.
The whole opening sequence with the bullet traveling.
Oh,
Yes.
so good.
when
That
I
was
saw
really
that,
creative.
blew my mind. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm in for
I still remember
an
it.
all-timer movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool. I mean, this was actually really high on my list. So good job.
Well done.
Littell, you're up. Don't take Revenge of the Sith.
But you could have layer cake.
He's never seen it.
I have not.
What?
I know.
I know.
Daniel Craig.
Okay. I might as well just pick my blockbuster. Get that out of the way. Yeah, I think I will take Revenge of the Sith actually. So
Sorry.
easily the best.
This is the only reason that I
I just
picked a
remember you talking all
year.
that shit earlier. Now I got.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's really fine. That's totally fine.
29.
First you take Alien, and then you take. Okay, go ahead. Talk about your movie.
This is what I love. The more we do these, the more we're not going to care about taking each other's.
It's all right. All right, next.
Layer cake. Layer cake.
Yes.
Let's spread the misery around.
It's easily the best of the prequel movies.
Oh, but easily.
Not
So
better
wait a
than
minute,
Phantom
wait a minute,
Menace.
wait a minute. I just want to
Shut up.
What are you talking about?
Do you really? I'm being serious here. Do you really like the movie, or
Yeah.
are you just saying it's the best of the prequels? Because that's like,
Both, yeah.
I mean, that's
I like it, and it's the best of the prequels.
but the prequels were not that good.
Hang on.
They're not.
Let's
that
ask.
good.
Let's ask one question. How old were you when you saw this movie?
I saw it in theaters. I was 9, I
Yeah.
think.
Okay,
9 or
that's
10.
There you
different.
go.
That's different.
I mean,
Yeah, it's different.
It is the best prequel movie.
Oh no, I as a Star Wars fan, I fully agree with that statement. I was legitimately looking forward to picking this movie.
Okay.
So
The soundtrack.
I'm on your team on that one.
Soundtrack is killer. Count.
Oh, any John Williams though. I mean,
Why can't
especially this era John
Dooku?
Williams. Ooh.
not Dooku? Why can't I think of?
Yoda.
What are we looking for?
I'm trying to remember his name without.
Emperor Palpatine?
No, not Palpatine.
Han
General
Solo.
Grievous.
Grievous.
Yeah.
God, dude. The depiction of Grievous in this movie is so sick.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty similar to like the lore and the show. Obviously, if you've seen the cartoon.
Yeah. 3 minutes at a time.
He's a menace. He's a menace, dude. I love watching him fight. Especially once he gets all 4 lightsabers and he's just coming at Obi-Wan.
That whole scene when like Obi-Wan jumps down and just is all like, "Hello there," and he's like, "Kenobi." Oh, okay, it's on.
The voice too. I love his voice.
Matthew Wood did a fantastic job
So
with that
good.
voice.
There was a show in 1999 that Hayden Christensen did called Higher Ground. It's about a camp for kids that have addiction problems and home problems. But I always thought that was funny. He was like on a show called Higher Ground, and then that's like
That's the big line at the
the
end.
big line of that iconic scene for him.
And what an
Do it, Anakin.
amazing, probably the best scene out of all the prequel.
Oh my god,
movies.
that fight is so good. Like
Yeah.
you think like, oh, nothing's gonna ever top like Darth Maul and that whole thing.
But dude,
And whoa, like
weight.
they crushed it. And the fact that it's interlaced with the Yoda and Palpatine fight. I mean, it's like 20 minutes of driving action in a Star Wars
Yeah.
movie that we've never seen before.
and then ending it with the birth of Darth Vader. It's like beautiful.
Yeah.
Great. No, for real, it's like a perfect ending to this horrible, horrible prequel trilogy. Like there are some redeeming moments, but this movie is genuinely good, and it's
Okay.
easily the best part of that. Prequel
Even the
franchise.
opening scene with like
Oh.
the Starfighter fight.
So sick. Did you play Star Wars Starfighter?
Of course
on like
I did,
GameCube.
yeah.
It's like I'm living my dreams.
Yeah,
dude, just watching this.
100%.
Would we have beat them up in high school?
But
Probably.
In
Yeah,
our
probably.
reach with
No, I
our
would have been
eyes.
best friends with you. All like Ebbs, all my buddies were big into him. I'm like, it's all right.
Are you
it's cool.
calling us
It's
dorks?
fine, whatever.
No, you like
you
like
know
what you
who,
like.
the executive producer is on every movie, and you're going to call us dorks for liking Star Wars.
The Rock.
All right, let's move on.
Arvin, you're up.
All right.
Look at these guys; they like really popular movies. Nerds.
That's
Watch
not,
me take Harry Potter. I don't care.
That's not true.
You go ahead and take Harry Potter.
This movie that you're gonna hear picked next after mine made only $2.3 billion. So you know, there's
No.
that. Okay, so I am gonna pick now that Revenge of the Sith is off the board.
You look
It
so
is-
defeated
it
over
is
there.
tough. I'm
Go
gonna go
ahead,
with
go ahead.
my blockbuster movie.
Oh, well,
You're
that
welcome,
can't be
Salemi.
it. Yeah, take what you. It's
Yeah,
all right.
I know. I'm gonna take the 40-year-old virgin.
No.
Nice.
I thought about taking that with my second.
That was my.
It's so good, and if I can't have Wedding Crashers, then I want to have that
That's
as.
fair.
It's a strong year
Is
for
that-
comedies.
It is a really
It
good
is.
year for comedies. Like
Yeah.
there's still a couple other ones that I'm like, oh, I could take that for comedy and I'll still be fine. And
Right.
and even if several of them go, like I'll still be okay. So yeah, 40-year-old virgin. I feel like that really came out of nowhere because I knew Steve Carell from The Daily Show at that point, and that was about it. And you know, we talked about like nerds and stuff, right? Like that was like, oh my god, this feels kind of like my life a little
like-
bit. Like
Even
oh my
Steven-
bags of sand.
bags of sand. Like that's not no, bud. No. So yeah, it was just and it was hilarious and like I hope you got a big trunk because I'm putting my bike in it. Like, that's awesome.
You know how I know your movie didn't age well?
How is it? Is that line bad? Oh, okay. Sorry. Well,
The whole
No.
seeing eBay too in a movie is so
Oh
wild
right,
now.
yeah,
That's funny.
That's wild.
Having a physical location for eBay.
That was the first time I ever saw
Right.
Jonah Hill in anything.
Oh,
yeah,
He wanted to buy
yeah. Oh yeah.
the David Bowie shoes or whatever,
Yeah.
and the shoes with the goldfish in it.
I don't understand. Like, can I
Can I
just
just give you money now?
can I just give you money now? No,
No.
that's not how it works. But I'm here. Like, yep. Which actually, I was doing a little bit of eBay selling at the time too. So I was like, oh, cool. This is, I get it. So yeah, I really liked it. And so that's the choice.
And no, not the bike scene didn't age well.
Oh, yeah, there's several other
The
scenes.
you know how I know you're.
Oh,
that
yeah,
whole
that
conversation?
scene did not age
Yeah.
well.
That was a
Oh,
joke
yeah.
on that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently they were just riffing for that.
Oh, I imagine
And
most of that
recorded
movie
it.
was just improv.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you talking about
So
when
much
they're
so.
playing video games in front
Yes.
of the TV?
Seth Rogen and
you
Paul
know,
Rudd.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently, well,
That is
from what I
hilarious.
remember, like that conversation went on for like 25 minutes, they
and
just
that
took the
wouldn't be
best ones.
surprising at all. Like
Yeah.
that whole cast is just like really good at improv stuff. So yeah.
So let me, you're up.
Man, him getting waxed is.
What you gonna take?
Watch.
It is. It is. Both to watch.
Rips his whole
Yes.
chest hair off. God.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson.
Like, why wouldn't you trim it first?
That was,
He just ripped
Well, you know,
the
he's
movie
not
is called
familiar with how it
40-Year-Old
works,
Virgin, so
That's fair.
I don't
Yeah.
think he knew what he was even in for when they took him there.
No. Yeah, and that was real. So it's just like, let's film his real reaction to him getting waxed.
Oh my God.
Good night. All right. I am going to take Layer Cake as my action drama thriller, and it is an amazing movie. And I think it's the first movie I ever saw Daniel Craig in. Like,
Yeah,
this is pre 007 stuff, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I watched it after Casino Royale though.
Oh, did you?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. In hindsight, besides him and his love interest, Sienna Miller, is there anyone else in the movie that's like of note
What's the
that
movie
I'm just
about?
forgetting? What is the movie about? It is a.
It's about Guy Ritchie.
It's
Oh,
crime. It's not the underbelly of London crime. It's a little bit above the underbelly of, but it's criminals.
I remember you
and-
talking about this movie before.
Yeah, there's a scene where there's a contract out on Daniel Craig's character, and like whoever the hitman is, he's renowned. So Craig's really, really worried. So he hires a hitman to kill the hitman.
That's funny.
And then there is this scene where they set up a meeting in the park, and it did not go the way Daniel Craig thought. He thought he was being super sneaky. And then the hitman calls him on the phone. He's like, yeah, don't try that again, please.
I did not remember that Tom Hardy was in
Tom Hardy, yeah. Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Sounds
No
like
kidding.
Spy.
I was like, I knew there was one more, and there's Michael Gambon.
Yeah.
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
Oh, I love Michael Gambon.
Yeah, that's way.
Oh, and
way
he's
big.
second
Cole
Dumbledore,
Meany.
right?
Cole Meany.
Second one?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
the better one of mine.
Oh yeah, I do like him. That's the one guy in my head.
He's one of those-
but I
he's
can't
that
place
guy.
him.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
that guy.
Yeah, 100%.
He-
I didn't know he was in it, too. I love him.
Yeah, he's like one of Daniel Craig's advisors that he deals with. It's really hard to explain what Layer Cake is about, other than it's typical Guy Ritchie type plot, different.
And not a Guy Ritchie movie.
No, Matthew
Did
Vaughn.
he help at all though? In
He was supposed to direct it.
okay.
I think was a producer.
Did he? I
and
thought
it
he ended
went,
up as
it
a
went to
producer.
Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah.
And then your boy Jason Fleming, who's in all Guy Ritchie's. He's in it.
Yeah.
He's great. I love
It's-
Jason Fleming.
I highly recommend it. It also features one of my favorite cult songs, She Sells Sanctuary. That's the intro to the movie, right? He's driving up to the clubhouse.
Ooh, it's been too long since I've seen it.
I'm pretty sure he's driving up to the clubhouse when they play that song.
The cast seems pretty stacked.
Oh,
So
it's
I'll
a
have to
nice
check
cast.
it out.
There's quite a few.
There's one guy, and all they do is they show you like
Richie?
his torso, and there's an iron sitting on top of his chest.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
yeah.
There's a lot of Harry Potter actors in this. Kingsley Shacklebolt,
Yeah.
that actor's in this.
What's that guy's
Again,
name? George something. That's all I
Harris?
got. Is it
Stephanopoulos.
George Harris? George Stephanopoulos, yeah.
George Harrison.
The black man.
That guy.
Yeah.
That's Kingsley.
George Harris.
His,
Yeah.
his buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel Craig's buddy in the film. He has a scene where he just beats the hell out of this homeless guy in a restaurant, and you're like, "What just happened?" And then later on in the
Then they
movie,
kinda show you
yeah.
right there.
But
That's
when
fun.
when they show it, you're like, "Why have you just gone like viciously
We really
goes
just took a
at
left
this dude?"
turn.
Right, and you're just everyone's in his cohorts who are with him. They're all like, "What the hell just happened?" And then he spins this yarn later on in the movie explaining who that guy was.
That's funny.
Yeah, but at the time you're like, "Holy crap!"
This is apparently the movie that made Daniel Craig James Bond, too.
Really?
I can see
Yeah.
that.
I believe it.
Barbara Broccoli was like, oh,
Yeah,
he'd be a good choice.
he play. I mean, he's suave, sophisticated.
Yeah, he's
feels
got
like
all
he's
the
above the
measurables.
fray in that movie. Like these people are sort of beneath me, and he's angling to get out of the game, and they're like, "No, you're in." So there is no getting out.
Yeah.
You've got another pick.
Yeah, that came as a surprise to me, to be quite honest with you.
How many times have we done this?
Because that's how these things work.
I was kind of done.
See what I meant about
So-
being at a Salimi level
Yeah.
of preparedness?
All right,
I was kind of kidding, but this is intense.
I am going to go with my Oscar. Hustle and Flow.
Well, he's not picking kicking and screaming.
Oh, man, I almost picked that up.
and Flow.
I was like,
good
yeah, I
one.
know he likes this movie, and so do I. I might take it.
It's hard out there for a pimp.
It
It
is.
is.
It
It
is
is.
hard out there for a pimp.
And another movie that I had no interest in watching whatsoever, and just ended up watching it one early morning, late night. Who the hell knows which one it was? Like most of these movies, one of the two kids, if not both kids, were sleeping, or I was trying to get them to fall asleep next to me down in the living room. But yeah, Hustle and Flow. I just never would have in a million years thought that this movie would have any value whatsoever, and just blown away.
What's
Terrence
the,
Howard is amazing in the movie.
It's like some people who walk the walk, talk the talk, but usually they don't talk because they're walking. Isn't that from that movie?
It might
Like
be
usually
because
they don't
Terrence
walk
Howard has
because they're just walking.
right. He has that last scene at the bar where he's drinking with I don't even remember who is the main rapper that the whole movie's based about. Basically, like he wants to get next to this guy to
Ludacris's
get
character.
and get him his tape.
I can't think of the names.
Yeah, I don't.
I remember Whoop That Trick.
Yeah, and the prison guards at
That's
the end.
such a good song.
Like, hey, are you the guy who? Yeah, that's me.
It's one of those movies where you're like, you think to yourself, man, why don't they just make really good movies anymore? It's like, well, you just haven't seen them because you find these diamonds in the rough. You're like, oh man,
Yeah.
they were making this. Like, this is so good.
And that there is literally there's no CGI involved. There's no special effects. It's just a
Just good
story
characters,
about a
yeah.
guy trying to
Make it.
right
Yep.
and trying to overcome his circumstances. Who's the comedian Anderson who is his straight friend who's married to the Bible thumping
Anthony
woman?
Anderson.
Anthony Anderson.
He is really good in that too.
One of his best movies, I think.
Anthony Anderson.
Like he has
Yeah.
this Blackish show and stuff that's pretty
Right.
good, but
Yeah.
I think this is probably one of his best movies.
Yeah.
The most he's ever made me laugh is in Harold and Kumar.
He is really funny in that movie.
Yeah.
He's
Great
in it
side
for
character.
45 seconds.
Right.
It's the hardest I laugh through the whole movie.
Yep.
And help me, who is the
Help him.
black? Is she? Her last name's Henson. She does
Taraji P.
Yeah, she is phenomenal in the movie.
Oh,
as
she's
well.
really good.
I think that was the first time I ever saw her in anything. It was that and
Nominated
Benjamin
for an
Button.
award that year too.
This movie got nominated for a couple awards, right?
Yeah.
For like music and whatnot.
I don't know if she
I-
got nominated for an actress or not.
It won an Oscar.
Was this before or after
see
Baby
what it
Boy?
was for.
Because I think that's
After.
It was probably like best original
Because
song
that's the
or
first
something.
movie I saw her in.
I think Baby Boy was 01.
Taraji's in that
Sounds
one,
right.
right?
It's early 2000s for
that's
sure.
the first one I saw her in.
All right, Arvin, back to you.
It was Best Achievement in Music is the one that they
Yeah,
won.
but so
and
they-
Terrence
Best-
Howard was nominated for an Oscar for
But the
that.
soundtrack for the whole movie is awesome.
Yeah. Nice.
Shark.
All right, so back to me.
Taking Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Nah. You know what? I'm a. Let's see here. Yep. Dead Air is fun. I'm gonna go ahead and take War of the Worlds.
Nice.
Because there's a Spielberg available, and I shall have it.
Action, thriller, drama.
I think that's where it's gonna go. Yep, action, thriller, drama. Because I assume it's not a Rotten Tomatoes thing. I didn't
No, it
actually
can't be.
look it up, but yeah, I think it's really well done. Tom Cruise and Spielberg, both of their movies together were really good, and it's such a shame they don't really work together anymore. Because I really liked, it was this and what was the other?
Minority Report.
Minority Report. And I love both of those. Like they're just so
Same.
good. And I thought this was always War of the Worlds in general was always a show that kind of scared the crap out of me as a kid. Because there was like a late 80s, early 90s version of the show where like the aliens were like hiding in people basically. And it
They
goes
Live?
back to like the 1950s
Carpenter.
like movie with like the tripod, not really the tripod, but like the tri-cornered ship that had like the weird thing that came out of it. And it always just freaked me out. So, but like literally like one of the things in that show was like you'd see this like 3-fingered claw come
Yeah.
out of people and just grab them by the face and then, oh, that person's now an alien. So it was kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but it was still War of the Worlds. And I think it maybe was a season or two long, something like that. But it was really scary because I was like 9, I think, when it came out, something like that. So I had that connection to it, and I saw this, and I was just like, oh man, this is really, really well done. And I think it's just, it's not one of Spielberg's like best movies of all time, but for me at least, it's probably top 10-ish.
Dude, the
somewhere in there.
suspense he creates when they're in the basement with Ogilvy,
Oh
Tim
my
Robbins'
God,
character,
dude.
Yeah.
and the eye is just kind of,
The whole movie's underrated.
That is just like
just that
edge of your
scene alone,
intense,
I'm
man.
in, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think he creates that tension with like little things better than anybody else. So yeah, 100%. That scene is
the panic that they have when the ferry boat, and all of a sudden you hear the horn.
Yeah.
Like that is also.
Oh, the sound
really
in
well
that
done.
movie too. Like,
Oh, the sound
the
in that's
sound's enough
crazy.
to just to freak you out, right? Like you're like, oh no, and then you see him like start to emerge and all that, and that part's awful. Like, and it really does a good job of like basically making you feel like, oh, we're screwed. Like, there's no way we're going to win, and then. Germs save us, like.
Thank God.
Whew, good job, microbes. Thank God you created an inhospitable planet, because otherwise we were done.
Well, it's so fascinating too, just because the premise is they've always been here, and now
Right.
they're
Yeah.
waking up. And,
Yeah.
Well, here we go. It's go time.
Who's the Tom Cruise's son in that film?
Yeah, the son is
He's
really
in,
good.
He's in
really
Shameless.
good.
And in Shameless, he's really good.
That's classic Spielberg, man. The father-son dynamic.
Yeah.
Like when he's trying to get them out and the son's like, no, I'm going to go back.
I wanna go
Right.
fight.
You're like, oh my God, man.
Just
it is
go.
so
It's
heart-wrenching.
Real. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Underrated
Let's
movie,
see
in my
here.
opinion.
It's good.
Deserves a lot more flowers.
What is that young man's name?
What is that?
Yeah,
him?
Justin.
Chatwin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is him. Tim Robbins. It's just the one scene he's in, right? The basement.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah.
else with him in there. I didn't think so.
Yeah,
And
they kinda
it
happen
is an
upon him.
intense scene.
Littell.
Yeah, and he's a pretty big name just to say, hey, here's a scene we want you to do.
I like little cameos.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do my misunderstood, but I'm gonna take Constantine.
Oh,
Oh, that was on my misunderstood list. Nice.
Yeah, what a great movie. The critics have no idea what they're talking about with this movie. Dude, the characters are so good. And I love kind of any angel demon mythos, and to bring it into screen like this, I thought was really cool. Did any of you read the comic?
I was going to
No.
ask, was it a
I've
comic
read
graphic
some since
novel?
then, but I hadn't read it before I saw it.
Yeah, it started out as a comic book. I thought it was so good. And the guy who's the guy who plays the devil in that movie?
I've only seen bits of it.
You haven't seen it?
This is with Keanu Reeves,
Yes,
right?
yes.
I haven't
yes,
seen
yes.
it either.
Oh, man.
Well, now I gotta
it's,
look it up.
It's
Al
they're-
Pacino?
they're-
Harvey
apparently they're
Keitel?
making a new one
Oh, that's
Yeah, they are going to make a new one.
next year.
with Keanu.
Oh, this is
I
going to
think so.
bother me.
Oh,
yeah,
my.
and Rachel Weisz.
This is he comes down to save, like he's an angel killing demons, right? There's some
Kinda.
wild fight
He keeps
scenes.
the peace.
Okay.
He's like a cop, kind of, for angels and demons and what so have you.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never start to finish. I'm not the biggest Keanu fan.
I
So,
think this is one of his best
Whoa.
acting movies ever. Truly. Like, he does a lot of really good
Peter
acting.
Stormare.
Yeah.
Oh,
Peter
man.
Stormare. He's so good
The
at singing.
wacko from Fargo.
Yeah.
The guy with Buscemi.
Oh,
Yeah, he plays Satan in this movie.
He's so good
he
as
plays
the bad guy.
devil.
Yes.
Oh well, hell, I could see that.
It's
Yeah.
so
You don't even
good.
need him
Oh,
to
yeah.
do anything. Just put him in some clothes.
I think
Also-
this might be the first time I saw Shia LaBeouf in anything too.
Yeah, he was really young in this movie.
No, I don't remember.
You didn't
that.
watch Even Stevens? That's twice this brought
What's that?
It was a
What?
Disney Channel show.
That's fair.
But it was
I didn't
you
have
were
Disney
an
Channel.
adult,
You
probably.
guys.
Steve
And
Carell
also-
and Steve Colbert from The Daily Show.
Oh, yeah.
Even Steven?
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where the name
Some parallel.
got you.
But no, a lot of good fantasy, a lot of good like terror elements in the movie too.
Yeah.
Like there's some
Yeah.
scarier scenes and some pretty great costume design for the demons in this movie. So
I remember, like what I have watched. I know the scenes look neat. The setting, the fight. All I can recall are basically fight scenes. And there's one where I don't know. I feel like part of the building gets blown away as he's going through it or something and
Yeah.
fighting a demon.
well, it's like so the whole premise is like he's basically trapped Constantine because he owes the devil his life basically, but is working for God, so the devil can't take him until like he's done basically.
Okay.
And then there's quite a big twist that happens at the end of the movie that is really
Well, maybe
really
I'll
good.
sit through it and watch it.
It's not that long and it's really good. So that's my misunderstood.
I'll give it a shot.
It's worth
Which
it.
is saying a lot because Keanu.
Promise you it's better than what Trapped in Paradise. Is that the It's like that movie on steroids.
Seeing as
so
the
you'll like it a
genres
lot.
aren't even remotely connected. Okay. I don't get the whole Keanu. Most of his movies, I've tried. John Wick, the first one, I thought was all right, and then the other ones,
Well, that
I can't
movie's
sit
basically an
through that.
autobiography.
It's true. It's what I heard.
Yeah. Him and Steven Seagal, right? They're both badass assassins.
Steven Seagal.
That might be the only time that guy's name is ever brought up on this podcast, by the way. Steven Seagal.
We
Who
should try
was
to
the
get him
other
on.
one in the 1980s who had action? He did Bloodsport. People thought he was
Jean-Claude.
Yeah, Van Damme.
People thought he was like legit badass.
He was kind of, but not really.
Not in real life,
Yeah.
no.
All right, I'm up. We got 2 picks back to back.
Good luck,
I hope you're ready for it.
punk.
I wasn't.
I should have picked different categories.
In the 6 week nap? What do you mean?
No, I
Oh,
mean
I see
my,
what
my
you're
order
saying.
of how I
Yeah,
drafted,
yeah.
but it's all right. For wild card,
Wow.
Well,
Wow, really?
What are you doing
Okay.
right now? Are we all Salimi right now?
I don't know.
No,
This feels
I like
weird.
this. This is helping me. I
The
think.
vibe is off.
What you going with, baby?
In the land of no notes, Salimi is king.
This is working out well for me.
This is amazing.
Minority Report.
It's a former sovereign.
All right. I don't care anymore.
We're halfway through. What has happened?
Hey, everybody. There's a good reason to keep listening.
For wild card, I'm going to go Jarhead.
Hardhead.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's before they called it Desert Storm. It's something.
Oh.
But it's that
Desert
early.
Shield.
Desert Shield. That's
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Yeah. It was Shield and then it was Storm.
We're gonna cut all this anyway. This is
Good,
great.
yeah. I don't want people learning anything from
By
our show.
God, no.
And for Blockbuster,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna do it. Blockbuster, Harry Potter, and the Goblet of Fire.
Cool.
that was on my
He
list.
did it.
Cool. What do you like about that movie?
This guy does not like it at all.
That's fine. It's just not my favorite.
It's my favorite book of the series.
It's a great book.
It's a great book.
I think it's one of the weakest movies.
Yeah,
What
probably.
I thought it was really good. Why do you say that?
I think it's fine. I think like the adaptation is just okay.
I think
Well,
The Prisoner
I
of
never read the-
Azerbaijan was my favorite one.
Yes. Yeah. The Prisoner of Turkmenistan is a really good one.
I haven't read any of the books, so I can't. I've just like the whole tournament that they have going on. I thought it was really
Triwizard
fun.
Tournament.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's cool.
Yep.
Plus,
I
you
think
get
it's
some
even
Cedric
better in the
Diggory
book.
action in there. I mean,
yeah.
which was who played him?
Robert Pattinson.
Before he was a
Pattinson, yeah.
vampire
Yeah.
and Batman.
Pattinson.
That's it.
He was good.
It's the first one where it starts to really get dark.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought
Oh,
Prisoner
yeah.
of Azkaban was pretty dark.
There were some parts for sure.
Like
you
when
get
you
some
introduce
Dementors
the
in
Death
there.
Eaters and the Dementors.
Yeah, but this is the first. Unless like you'll know it better than me, but isn't this the first time like one of the good guys dies?
I'm trying to be quiet.
Cedric.
yeah, it's
Like there's no other one where the good guy dies.
Trying to have a. We're just having our little aside over here because I was like, Dementors, is that right? Is that Harry Potter,
Yeah,
not Lord of the
yeah,
Rings?
Dementors.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You're thinking
See? It's fine.
Nazgul, the Nazgul. And
There it is.
Interesting.
that's
Oh my God,
amazing.
it's so quiet in here. Dude, just talking, it's like soaking in my voice while I talk. That's
hope-
trippy.
I hope you didn't lock us in.
Ugh, that's
What?
weird.
Oh
It's-
my lord.
Okay.
Ew.
Wow.
Your voice like dies as it leaves your mouth.
really does.
Makes for good podcasting.
Those panels do a good job.
Yeah.
It's like Hustle and
impressive.
Flow.
Those like egg crates or something.
Yeah, they
Your
were.
life's like a movie, man.
Like when he goes to the next door neighbor's house, he's got to get him quiet. He's like, man, here's some weed. Would you just get high and shut up?
I'm just gonna cut that as our promo.
So Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
You get Voldemort, which is awesome.
You get Voldemort, you get the Death Eaters, you get the schools from Durmstrang and Beauxbaton.
Yeah.
Cool arrivals for them.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
arrival is sick.
Oh, the Wicked Sisters do the Hippogriff, the song they do at the ball.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's good.
Pretty rad.
I like the Goblet of Fire. I thought it was a fun film.
I do too.
It's
It's not. It's middle of the pack. It's not as bad as the first two, and it's not as bad
Whoa,
as.
whoa. The second one I will give you, because the second movie is just the first movie again. But the first movie literally captured all the magic of those books and put it on screen. Like, dude, no, you cannot argue. Like,
Oh no,
that-
he can.
That movie is
And a
fantastic.
will.
The first movie is so good. Like you can see the whole world. Like it's exactly how you imagined it while reading. Like the casting is perfect. The world building's incredible. The music got John Williams on the score. Like
That is a great John Williams score. I'll give you that.
And it's just not as good as all the others.
ridiculous. it's
It's a schlocky Christopher Columbus.
What are you talking
The
about?
one
Not
thing you
as good as
definitely
the others,
can
and still
say,
say it's
those
good.
actors, like as young kids,
Are great.
were not the best.
No.
When you look at where they
Are
get,
you kidding me?
When you look at where they get, they all become an amazing cast as the thing goes on through 8 movies. But where they started
It's
is not
rough,
the strongest starting
especially
part.
Daniel Radcliffe.
You're
Hey,
wild. Daniel Radcliffe is incredible.
I
in that
solved
movie.
it. I solved
No.
it. You
Yes,
saw these
he
as
is.
a kid.
It's
and it's different for you, and that's
bad.
okay.
It's
okay.
bad.
It's
totally
hard to
fine.
You're
find.
the minority
hey,
opinion.
it is hard to find wizards who can act. You think there's
It is. That's true. You can't just go out on the
Not right
street
now. This is
and
ridiculous.
find some wizards.
I remember thinking, oh, they just picked him because he looks like Harry Potter, not because he's a good actor.
That's ridiculous.
I remember thinking
You think
that,
that's good?
and I
Real?
think he got
There are parts where he's a little flat, and it's like, I mean, it's not like Jake Lloyd in Star Wars bad, but there are parts in that first movie where it's like,
this.
ooh.
I thought the movie was really good, and I don't know how we went from 2005 to
a one.
01, was it
The first one?
original?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm with you. I thought it was great. I thought the kids were wonderful. Whatever.
I would put the first movie up into the top 4 or 5.
We can do a little mini
Where
episode.
do you think it ranks?
We
Let's
rank
put it that
them.
way.
I'd say like 3rd or 4th.
Okay. So we're not like far off there. Okay, Cash clearly is like 8.
The last 3 movies are so good, man.
Ooh.
Oh, dude. And Prisoner of Azkaban's probably number 1.
The only way
You
we
think
of
Half-Blood
Azkaban is
Prince
my
is a good
favorite one,
movie?
yeah.
I really love that one.
I think it's
only
the best book in my
way
opinion, but I don't
we're
think
gonna
it's
be
that
able
good
to
of a movie.
settle this is we all just leave right now and let's watch them all.
Take a break, come back.
Take a break. We'll come back in a couple hours
It's the
and
only way.
watch them all.
We all have beards that have grown from watching the series.
All right.
Nailed it.
All right, let's tell you're up.
It's my turn.
And now you're on.
Oh my god.
You got him all revved up. He's not even.
I know. I wanted
I
to take
was
Herbie
so-
fully loaded because he's angry.
Right.
Holy. Okay, I'll take my comedy, I guess. I will
You gonna
take
take the zebra one?
No, I'm gonna
Okay.
take Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
Ooh, I almost took that for Blockbuster. But yeah, that's a comedy. For sure.
Oh, definitely a comedy.
Action
That movie's
comedy?
hilarious. Vince Vaughn as Brad Pitt's best friend in that movie has so many good lines.
Yes. When his mom, how close you were.
Oh, the whole defending the house scene.
Did you take that
too.
for comedy? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
man.
Okay.
Dude, the banter between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie is awesome. The whole time, anytime it's just them talking to each other.
Still alive,
fantastic.
honey?
Yeah. It's
No, that's them falling in love in real time.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's fantastic because he was with what's her
Jennifer
name?
Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, you can't see it and think, oh, boy, that's sad for Jennifer Aniston.
I know their chemistry is
Aw.
so good.
Because they're that, yeah, I get it.
I like how you said, what's her name? And it's Jennifer Aniston.
Right, well, I knew it was Jennifer Aniston. The names are coming slow to me this morning. Super
Brad
fun.
Pitt
That
is
was good.
a really good comedic actor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's
undervalued as a comedic actor. In my
For
I think he's
sure.
undervalued. In
His
general.
timing is fantastic. I mean,
Ocean's 11. when you
he's
talk
my
about
favorite part of that
timing,
whole
it is
movie.
not fair that he looks that good and then also is funny.
Yeah, I won't lie. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I didn't want to be Brad Pitt when I was younger.
Sure.
So that has some influence on me for sure. But
yeah.
You can
Batman.
tell, like the hair.
yeah.
Well, that's what they've always said. He's a character actor in a leading man's body.
Yes.
Like leading
Yeah,
men
that's a
don't
good
do
point.
Burn After Reading or
The Mexican.
the Mexican
Yeah. Oh my
Another
god.
really
Inglorious
funny movie.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Like
Oh man,
he's great in that movie.
he's so great in that movie. What did you think of
What's-
his Italian?
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Buongiorno.
Right.
Gorlami.
And I don't remember how they do the number. Like that's why he's second best because he doesn't speak. Well, he's
I speak the second most.
Right.
What's the movie where he plays death and he's just talking in all those accents?
Oh God. Devil's Ad. Oh, Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe
Yeah.
Black.
Yeah.
His Jamaican accent is awesome.
That movie's
in movie.
good, but it's too long.
It is too long.
I
If
would
it was
say it's not a good movie.
Oh, I
like
think it
it.
is good. The premise is really good.
Part of it is it's too long, but also she's such a terrible actress.
I'll give you that.
She's just staring
Yeah.
at him with doughy, crying eyes the
I know,
entire
yeah.
time.
I will say he makes up for her
When
lack
he-
of effort
Doing the
and skill.
Rastafari is very funny.
It's super good.
And when he gets hit by the car,
Oh my god, just gets smoked.
I had no idea that was coming.
It was hilarious.
Oh, it was so funny, man.
God,
I
just out
like,
of nowhere too.
Yeah.
I like his expression when he tries peanut butter for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it really is a kid-like wonderment, like, oh my God, where has this been my whole life?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Everybody,
So good.
it's funny. Check it
You're
out.
up.
All right. So let's see here. So I have Academy Award. I've got blockbuster. I've got action drama. So I need a comedy. I need a misunderstood, and I need a wild card. Which I'm gonna go ahead and not take my
Good
wild
luck.
card yet, because that still just feels like a mistake to me. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the misunderstood one that I feel the most passionately about, because I want to make sure that I get it and talk about it a little bit, and that is Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven.
Never saw it.
Really? Oh my God. If you had been in my world history class, I would have made you watch it at one point, probably right around the time that you were coming through.
So what's this
I know
movie
what this
about?
movie
Yeah,
is.
so it's the Crusades, basically. So it's another like historical epic. It's got Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
Ooh, got some interesting reviews. But go ahead.
Ed Norton is in it as like the King of Jerusalem, or like the Prince of Jerusalem, or it's kind of nebulous exactly what role he's playing. He's fantastic. Oh, who is...
Is Liam Neeson in it?
Yes, who plays like his like dad slash... can you say bastard in like the historical context? Because that's basically what he is, right? Like, so he's Orlando Bloom's dad, but like, you know, was off on the crusade, on like the first crusade when he was born, and then came back and like gives him some pointers and then goes away basically. But yeah, I just really like it, and especially like the theatrical version that came out in 2005. It's kind of trash because it's like a textbook
Yeah.
case of studio meddling.
So people are
like,
saying the director's cut is very
The
good,
director's cut is 45 minutes longer, and
That sounds like Ridley Scott.
it is so much better though. It is. It's 100%. I mean, it is. It's like the textbook thing you could study like in Ridley Scott's career, which kind of gives him like a whole complex about studios from this point forward in his career. He does a really good job with like the stuff that they cut out were like things that actually drive the plot forward, and the studio was like, nah, you don't need that. You don't need to know the queen's motivation. You don't need to know why she cut her hair in grief. You don't need to know why all this stuff happened. And then when they put it back in, it's like, oh my God, that makes so much more sense now. Like, oh, okay, now we can see why she does this. Like, why did she open the gates? Ah, that's why. And so it's really cool, like from sort of a film nerd perspective, looking at it through that lens is really interesting, I think. So that's
You've
what
never
I
seen
like
it
the
either?
most about it.
Never seen it.
Well, then I will.
Both
Has
of you-
anybody seen it?
Yeah.
You saw it? Okay.
Yeah. I'm not that big of a fan of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
The cinematography
Oh,
is pretty
like
amazing.
the way he stages battles is
Yeah.
just fantastic. And so you've got like trebuchets and those like siege towers.
Tree buckets?
Yeah.
Tree buckets, man. That's right. But like, and that was the first time I'd ever seen anything like that on that scale. And he has like an army of extras that are like storming the walls of this like Middle Eastern town, and
I love when they do
it's
that.
really well done. Like
Well,
that
now I'm-
part is really cool, which is why I showed it in class, because I was like, hey, look at this. Like, this is medieval warfare. Like,
Right.
here you go.
Now that I know there's a director's cut, that makes it sound, because one of the reasons I did stay away was it just got horrible reviews, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I don't want to. There are certain movies like I'll go into it thinking, all right, I'll watch it, even though I know it's probably not a good movie or not great. But like, I'm not going to sit through a long epic,
Like 3 hour.
Right.
like Robin Hood with Russell Crowe. It's like, oh my god, this.
Ava Green's the queen. And she does excellent in there too, especially in the director's cut where you know what she's doing. It's great. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. I
So,
mean, it is 3
director's
hours,
cut.
but you gotta watch the director's cut. Ignore the theatrical cut,
I'm putting that parenthetical on your draft pick.
100%.
So Lemmy, you're up. Back to back picks.
All right, the reason why I said I'm screwed is I didn't plan this well.
We know.
I should have taken a Blockbuster for one of the films that I've took earlier.
There's
I
a couple
thought
good blockbusters up there.
No, there's not.
Yeah, huh?
No, there's
one
not.
I'm looking at that's pretty great.
There isn't.
There is.
There isn't.
There's two, actually. There's two. There are two.
There's one that's decent.
Agree
What
to
do you-
disagree.
what do you
No, there are
show me?
two
It's
on here that
highlighted.
are pretty good.
That or
but-
King Kong.
Yeah.
Madagascar, Robots, both
Yeah.
excellent movies.
You didn't enjoy
I-
Hitch?
Hitch is
no,
okay.
not really.
I thought it was pretty middle.
I almost
And-
took it.
It was
Robots,
high on my list too.
Chicken Little,
Robots is awesome, dude.
Madagascar.
Underrated,
I like those films, but I wouldn't to me they're not. Ooh, like I try to pick films that I think are really really good.
Well, this
Those
is your fourth
ones are-
pick.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not all going to be A+.
Well,
Unless you're me.
I don't even think I'm gonna. I don't even. Okay, so I'm going to take.
Madagascar.
No, I'm not.
Save Blockbuster for last. I want to see what you end up with. Take Wild Card and Misunderstood now.
You don't need
Okay,
it.
I'm going to take as my wild card
Yes.
now because.
Why did you listen?
Man,
to
I
Cash?
got a bunch of good Oscar ones. Man, I screwed this up. But anyway,
You really wanted Hustle and Flow.
yeah, I did. I did. And that was dumb because look at how many other Oscar ones I could have picked
I
later.
know.
Yeah, there's a lot of Oscar on there.
Dang it.
But you could still take it for Wild Card.
No. For wild card, I'm going to go with Sin City.
Good movie.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a great one for Wild Card.
I'm a little
Yeah.
surprised it didn't get up into Blockbuster, honestly. Like, it feels like it was bigger
I
at the
don't,
time.
yeah, I don't understand why it did not. And as far as imagery, cinematography, use of CGI,
Yeah.
the black white, the way
Very
that they use
innovative.
color.
Noir
Yeah.
kind of way that they.
So good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how do you never?
Yeah.
When I saw the trailer and I saw what they were trying to do, I thought, well, this is gonna fail spectacularly.
It's gonna be a train wreck.
What the hell are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Try to take that comic and put it on. I don't. Is comic the right word?
Yeah, it
for
is.
what's
Yeah,
that?
graphic
Okay.
yeah, it's a graphic novel.
Graphic novel.
graphic
yeah.
novel, and try to use that imagery on a screen. Like
But it looks
this
cool.
is.
Reminds me of Max Payne a little bit if you ever
Yeah.
played that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Well, and then you watch 300. You're
Right.
like, oh, here's where Zack
This
Snyder
is
got
his
all
style.
his.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same author. It's Frank Miller.
Frank Miller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Frank
it's-
Miller's that guy, dude. He's so good.
And
He
like
wrote
that
Dark Knight,
visual
too, right?
style that he has, like, I don't remember who the graphic artist is that works with him on almost all of those, but like that style, just like it shows you, like, here's what you should do. Like, you've already
Yeah.
got the storyboards for the movie done. Like,
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I completely agree. That style is just striking.
And it's cool when a director breaks away from what he normally does. Like when you've got, Robert Rodriguez, who's done Desperado and Dusk Till Dawn, everything that he's done up until then. And then he does Sin City. You're like, oh man, this is putting him in this kind of auteur noir version of what he normally does. And it's just different. Oh man,
100%.
so good.
Clive Owen's good. Is it
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke? Is he in?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the
That was kind of like his
And the guy that
comeback.
Clive
Yeah.
Owen beats up, puts his head
Marv.
in the toilet.
Oh.
Isn't that Mickey
Who
Rourke's
is-
character that he does that? No, that
I
is
thought it was the-
You're right. That's not the same character. My bad.
You got a lot of great. You got Bruce Willis. You got Jessica
Willis.
Alba.
Right.
You've got
Hardigan's in
Nick
there.
Offerman is the thug, the bald guy in the car.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't
Nick
know that.
Offerman. Yeah,
That's wild.
Glug or whatever his name is. he's got a goofball thug name.
Nah, I like
The Yellow Man
It's
scared
just
me
so
when I first saw it.
original.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is creepy.
It's such a good original IP. I wish they do more with it. Like it feels real. Did they make a TV show for this?
There was a sequel. Did anybody see A Dame to Kill For?
I heard it sucked.
I didn't watch it.
I
didn't see it.
Don't recall.
I heard it was
Maybe
pretty
a
bad.
scene or two, but no.
Oh,
I sat through.
Carla Gugino. I've been in love with her.
Oh my
forever.
goodness. Yeah, she's great in this. So
Toby Maguire,
on the
Who plays the
IMDb, it
serial-
says
Oh,
there's
Elijah
3
Wood.
directors.
Elijah Wood. Yeah.
Also creepy looking with
Yes,
those glasses.
yes, he is.
Yeah.
Menacing.
What was that?
On the IMDb, it says there's 3 directors: Frank Miller, Quentin Tarantino, and Robert Rodriguez.
Wow.
So Tarantino directed
thought they-
one scene.
Okay.
I don't remember which one. I think it's by the docks, maybe. And I don't know.
Okay.
I think Frank Miller. They might have just. That might just be a
around.
bad credit.
Credit for.
Yeah.
I think.
Interesting.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Well, I imagine they storyboarded it a lot based off his comic panels.
I mean,
Oh, it's
Again, like
The
it's-
movie looks
it's
like a storyboard,
spelled
really.
out.
yeah.
Like here's everything you need to do. Like
Right.
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
That's a
All
good
right.
pick.
You got Misunderstood and Blockbuster.
I'm doing Misunderstood.
Yes.
I'm doing a movie
Yes.
that you may have never heard of called Derailed. Clive
We
Owen.
talked about this movie,
Correct.
didn't we?
Clive Owen.
Jennifer what's her name?
Aniston. What's her name?
What's her name?
You're not taking Ice Harvest?
No, because I've already done that. I didn't want to repeat it. And I really do like Ice Harvest.
Arvin took Jaws like
Please
10
watch.
times.
Is it available?
I did want to.
If it's on a list, I'm taking
I
it.
have said what I needed to say about Ice Harvest. I didn't want to go there again.
That's
and
fine.
Derailed is 20%, which.
That seems low for. That's not that bad of a movie.
So you've seen this?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like.
The train can't go below a certain speed or it blows up.
Yes,
Pretty sure that's called
exactly-
Speed.
That's exactly it.
Sandra
And
Bullock's in it, right?
Yeah.
And
pretty
Keanu?
Sure.
Vincent Cassell. Is that how you say his last name?
So tell us how this is.
I would say
Speed again.
Castle.
Castle.
The bad guy from Ocean's 12.
Yeah, he plays
The fox.
the French guy who
Is-
steals stuff.
Quick question, and I'm sorry for my ignorance here. Is this true? Is this actually what the plot of this movie is?
Oh, that thing? What he was saying?
Speed on a train?
No.
Okay, thank God.
No.
He was messing around.
Okay.
Jennifer Aniston
why I had to ask.
plays a woman who seduces people on the subway or in public, and then they'll blackmail them later on down the road. So that's the basic premise.
Okay.
And then it just spins out of control when they
It derails.
it derails when they bring in Clive Owen, and there's cons and twists. I thought it was a fun movie when it was all said and done, how it all plays out, and you end up seeing like Clive Owen's family because Vincent comes to visit him at home because the blackmail works because he's married. She lures married men. But I thought it was really good, and I was shocked to see it only got 20%.
Oh.
So yeah, I had two really good. Actually, I had four really good misunderstood. You took one, Lords of Dogtown.
Great.
Ice
Great
Harvest
movie.
was another one. I didn't want to take that from. I didn't want to do that again, so I went with Derailed.
Yeah.
Arvin, you're up.
All right.
Comedy and wild card.
I'm going to take for my comedy The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Interesting.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
not if you were going to take it, but when you were going to take it.
Yeah. Yep. And this is that spot. Because I mean, you know, I like it, call me weird, but I like having my wild card as my last pick, just so I can be like,
Well, yeah.
no, I didn't think about this.
Yeah.
I'll pick it now. You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide. Really love it. Sam Rockwell is so good in this. Like, he's just fantastic. I really enjoyed it. It's very much that like Douglas Adams, very British, dry sense of humor about it. Alan Rickman as the robot, who's
Yes.
basically depressed, is
Good
like
cast.
he is comedy gold. Like basically everything he says is hilarious. Okay, I guess
The main
Like,
guy
just
is Martin Freeman,
any of
right?
that.
Yes.
Yeah, Martin Freeman's fantastic. Orlando, not Bloom, but Orlando
Jones?
is really good in it as well.
I don't know who that is.
He had a minute, like right around here. I
He's
think,
the one in
Orlando
Office
Jones.
Space, the black guy who's selling magazines.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 7-Up guy.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So yeah, I think it has a good cast. Really enjoyed the movie. So
it's probably
there it
the
is.
best adaptation of the series I've seen so far.
Oh, for sure.
It's
Yeah.
hard to
I mean,
adapt
it's,
those
it's,
stories into film.
It's
Well, I mean, they were-
really hard to do that, and I think this is by far the best shot at it that they've
Yeah.
had. For sure. For sure.
All right.
Getting
God, I
Sam
love those
Rockwell in
books
it
so
is
much.
always a good idea.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And Alan Rickman.
Have you read all?
I
Yeah,
can't
no,
like
they're
those
good.
two.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have those two guys, the movie completely falls apart.
Yeah.
But
Have you read the
so good.
5 books?
I've read 3 of them. I haven't read all of them though.
Okay.
No, I mostly because of this movie. Like
books that go along
I
with
read
it,
the
so.
first one and saw this, and then I
like
was like,
Harry
oh, it's so
Potter
good.
all
I'm gonna
over
get into
again.
it. So I got into it, and then I was like, okay, I'm out of it now.
Have you ever listened to the radio broadcast?
I thought he was just
No.
going to end it with that.
So when
Have you ever listened to the
when Douglas Adams wrote the book, the first way he gave it to the public was over the radio. So they would do like
Like War of the
radio-
Worlds.
Yeah, they would read parts of the book and give characters to people. It was
It's
really cool.
all
This is
connected.
like a Seinfeld episode, the way we keep connecting things.
the A plot, the B plot, the C plot.
Right, right. What's her name?
Littell, you've got Oscar and wild card left.
Just go ahead and take your
There's a lot of
wild
good
cards.
Oscar
Fine.
movies, man.
Yeah.
There's a ton of good Oscar movies.
There are.
I screwed this up.
Okay, I'm going to take my Oscar. And I'm going to take Wallace and Gromit, the Were-Rabbit. Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Ooh.
I did not see that coming at
Me
all.
neither.
And I love Wallace and Gromit.
Me too. It's fantastic.
I was a little
watched
surprised you
it a
hadn't
lot.
taken it.
It was this or Capote, and I've seen Wallace and Gromit more, and I like it more. So
Was this also a blockbuster?
No,
no
it's
way.
not. It's
Okay.
not.
But it's a great
Because
movie.
trust me, I would have taken it then.
Like genuinely, it's one of the best stop motion movies I've ever seen.
For half a second there, I thought you were right. I was going to be really pissed at myself.
Have you all seen it?
No, it's not.
I like the Wallace and Gromit shorts more than I like this movie, but I like the movie.
I thought the movie
And
was really well done.
the play on words that they always do is really fun.
Well, it's just super funny, and the voice acting is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a really well done stop motion movie. Mm-hmm. One of the best I've ever seen. Probably this and like Kubo, probably the best stop motion movies I've ever seen.
It's tragic, like all of whoever the producers are, the people who put these things together, like all of their sets and pieces all went down in a fire.
I didn't know that.
That's
tragic.
why there's a huge pause, because the guys were like, first off, to do these movies, it takes years
Yeah.
for
yeah.
us to do this, and all of their stuff went up in a fire.
Man.
That's messed up, dude.
Yeah,
That's
you
so
should
sad.
Google it, read about it later on, because when I read it, they said they were done. They were never doing anything again.
Well, how do you
I can't.
start
I mean,
over like
once you've
that?
got that much of your life put
Right.
into it, I mean,
But I think since then, I think there's been one or two things that have popped up. But yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I want to say, when I say not that long ago, 7 years or so when this happened.
Well, that made me sad.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was
I didn't
very
know that.
disappointed because I love their stuff. They're fun.
All right, I'm up. My last two picks for comedy. I am going to take Hitch.
nice.
Could have gone in Blockbuster. It's good. I like movies that are
This is Will Smith, right?
And Kevin
Will Smith,
James.
Kevin James.
Kevin James.
This is the lead lady.
Eva Mendes is a big reason why I'm taking this.
Yeah. She's pretty fine.
Eva
I'll
Mendes
give
in
that.
05
She's
was
pretty fine.
pretty
She
special
is
for your boy.
White
Nah.
fine, dude.
But this is just a few years after Dow of Steve. So like the whole here's how you get chicks shtick.
Yeah.
Big fan of that growing up. So yeah, and it's again funny when you take like a dumb comedy like this, pretty gorgeously shot. Like there's some real scenes where you're like, dang, this is really a beautiful scene for kind of a goofy, quirky movie.
Yeah.
Who was the cinematographer?
No idea. But like when they show like his dream woman
Yeah.
on the boat,
Yeah. Mhm.
and then Eva Mendes,
That is really like pretty.
it's the
yeah.
sun shining through. Yeah, no, big fan.
I
Yeah,
still
there's some
feel like
funny-
her best movie is The Other Guys. Man.
You know, a real hot take for me is I do not like the other guys.
Wow.
I do not like that
What?
movie at all.
What's it like
I'm with
being
you.
you?
don't
It's
think
so funny.
No, it's not.
You guys are
The-
nuts.
The
So
funniest part of that whole movie.
Wait, you don't like it either?
I don't, and I really wanted to because I like the character, the actors. I
I think-
watched it. And it's like, huh?
killing off
It's not a good time, Bob.
The Rock and Samuel Jackson was the biggest mistake, dude.
They're
They're the
funny.
funniest-
What was that?
They're
You
the
don't
funny-
see that
funny.
coming?
in the
Come
movie like
on.
that, but they're the funniest part of the whole movie.
No, they're not.
Yes, easily
No
the
way.
funniest part.
No
not
way.
even close.
I
There are
cannot
moments
believe-
of the other guys I think is
Ugh.
good, but as a movie,
I think it's bad.
when the movie ended, I thought kind of a letdown for me.
I am genuinely baffled.
Same.
Baffled.
Wow.
This is shaking a little bit of my worldview.
I cannot believe. Like I get not,
Wow.
but to say it's bad.
Oh, I would have
I
called it
think,
a universally beloved comedy.
Yeah, it's
before then.
so
Like,
underrated
I'm
because it's
not
never
s-
mentioned with the Will
It is
Ferrell's.
not underrated.
I'm not
People
saying
like
bad.
that movie.
I think it's underrated.
I'm not saying
I would
he's
have.
bad, just
Before
not as
this,
good.
I would have.
Just
Before
not as
this,
good.
I would have said that. But now maybe I'm wrong.
I don't
I'm
think
not
it is
going with
underrated.
bad.
What's the review on that movie?
Man.
Because everyone I know likes that movie and I don't.
How is it whenever we do this, we start talking about movies that nobody has actually picked or even in the year? But
That one was my fault.
And it's so contentious.
And now all of a sudden we're
We're on
talking
the
about the other guys. I don't even know what year that was.
Oh.
2011
Yeah.
or
it's right
2010.
around-
2010.
2010.
2010. Yeah.
Well, when we do that year, splice this audio
It's
back in.
79% on the tomato meter, but only a 60% on the audience score. So it's like a reverse.
That's nuts. It's so funny.
It's all right.
That's
it's
100%.
an okay movie. It is. It's so mid.
Well, that's better than
So
saying
what
it's
else
bad.
did we
I
want to
don't
talk
think it's
about with
bad.
with Hitch?
I was a little hyperbolic.
I'm
Right,
sorry.
right.
That was my fault.
You don't like Kevin James, though, right?
He's all right.
Okay. I didn't think you were a Kevin James. Like, you don't think he's a good stand-up comic. Yes.
Oh, he was brilliant stand
I
up.
was about to say his
Okay, you
stand-up
do
is
like
really
his
funny.
Him
stand-up.
trying to find the right card
Yeah, fantastic.
and him eating the apples at a baseball game.
That's a
He's
good
very
bit.
funny.
Okay. I did for
I don't
whatever
like
reason,
him
I didn't
in
think you liked.
sitcoms much.
I thought King of Queens was amazing.
You do?
I
thought it was
love
okay.
that show. There's probably some other guy I don't like, but Kevin James, big fan.
Are you being sincere when you say you think King of Queens is amazing?
I think it's very, very funny.
I think it's very funny too, but it's I like it.
Amazing for a sitcom.
Right, okay. Because you and I would, I think, agree that it's basically just ripping off the honeymooners for the most part.
That's
What
my
sitcom's
problem.
not though?
Well,
Everything's either
But that- but
everything's
that's
the
more-
Flintstones.
yeah,
I
that's
like-
a little bit more.
Stiller's dad in that show is pretty funny.
Yeah, I like the show.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. The first 5-6 seasons of it, I find very funny.
Mm-hmm.
It gets a little tiresome.
Oh, really? I feel like the
All
first couple
sitcoms do.
seasons are bad, but like it finds its way. Like season 3, 4.
Potato.
Okay.
Any show that has any kind of life like that is about that. It's a little rough at the start, really, really, really good, and then it maybe held on for a season or two too long.
Fair.
I feel like
Fair.
that's pretty common for most shows.
Yeah. Hitch, guys.
For Misunderstood, I am
Can't
going
wait
to
see what we're
take,
going to talk about next.
well, gear up, because there's plenty to talk about Ryan Reynolds. I'm taking Waiting as my Misunderstood.
Nice.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
even know if I've
I
seen
would-
this.
Oh, you haven't seen this movie?
Is
Not
Ryan
the servers?
Is this the one that they made into the
Justin
Broadway
Long
musical,
and
or is
Anna
that something
Faris.
else?
Okay. I have seen this. I didn't know that's what it was called. What was
Dane
that?
Cook.
Is this the one that they made into a Broadway musical too, or is that The Waitress? I think it's The Waitress.
With Kerry Russell.
I think so.
I think that's the musical.
That's the one. Yeah.
No, this is just
I
a
always get
very
those
dumb,
confused.
stupid company
It is.
movie
On
about
Comedy Central every day growing up.
David Koechner as the manager
Yeah.
is so
Oh,
funny.
it's so nasty when
Are
they
you
make
ever
that B words order.
I was gonna say, are you ever scared of sending food back after watching that movie?
and he starts to do guacamole with his knife. He's like, "Oh, you can't mix Mexican and continental." Luis Guzman, dude,
He's Guzman.
that's a really, really, really funny movie, and it's got horrible reviews, of course, but
Yeah.
Well, it's
what's it
very
at?
like
29 maybe.
Okay.
Arvin's got the
I got you.
machine.
Did you say the machine?
The machine.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of cringe
29%.
moments.
it's a real
Nice
raunchy
job.
movie.
Nice job.
I'm not gonna say it's appealing to the highest common denominator or anything, but
It's quite the turnaround though, because its audience score was 75%.
Yeah.
it's
So-
raunchy.
fun.
It's silly. Yeah.
Right.
And the main
It's exactly what you think it's going to be. Like
Yeah,
when you go to
right.
see it, like, oh, okay, yeah, no,
It feels like
it's hell to work in this diner, and these people are dealing with that.
My last movie, what is it? Miscellaneous.
wild
Yeah,
card.
miscellaneous.
Yes. Hodgepodge. Potpourri.
Potpourri.
I'm gonna pick a movie that is near and dear to my heart that I've seen many times. It's my, I'd say probably favorite animated movie in my top 5 for sure. It is Howl's Moving Castle.
Ooh. Could have been an Oscar.
Japanese.
Interesting.
Great voice acting. We got Christian Bale as Hal. Who else? Oh my God, it's so stacked with voice actors. Sean Wallace, I think, is Calcifer.
I'm going to be of no service to you in this endeavor. I
Well, hold on.
apologize.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
We'll get. Are you?
Same.
It's Japanese anime, man. You know how I feel.
Is this Miyazaki?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Is that the huge?
Studio Ghibli. Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't it just recently re-released?
I don't
I
know.
feel like I feel like
re-released.
Bella went to the theater to see this just within the
I
last
mean,
couple
yeah,
years.
they do like once a month they'll re-release one of the Ghibli movies just so people can see it. In
Yeah, I
theaters.
think she went to this. I feel like she did. She likes these movies.
So we got
It's got Josh Hutcherson.
Christian Bale, Gene Simmons, Emily Mortimer, Josh Hutcherson, Billy Crystal. Who else? I mean, that's pretty.
Gene Simmons, like
Not
Kiss.
Kiss
Oh.
the lady.
Okay. Well, I don't think it would have been the craziest thing. Gotcha.
It's really good.
Lauren Bacall?
Yeah.
How did they get Lauren Bacall? Emily Mortimer? How
Yeah.
did they get
Oh,
Lauren
I'm
Bacall
telling
to
you,
do
it's
this?
so good. It is so good. You would enjoy this movie.
Oh, I
It's
doubt
so
that.
well done. No, it is very
I
well
get
done.
they got some cool actors doing some cool voices. I don't like that style of animation.
It is beautifully animated. Have you seen it? Obviously not. Like I would look up a couple of clips. No, I'm just saying like look up a couple of clips. for
I
the
don't
movie.
even
I've
think-
seen the trail. I've seen trailers of all these studio.
You remind me of Calcifer a lot.
Okay,
I think you would relate to him greatly.
How'd you
don't
feel
know what
about-
that means.
He's a
How'd you feel
little
about Kill
fire.
Bill?
I like Kill Bill.
The anime when they tell her
Oh,
backstory.
that one. But that's
not what this
that's
is.
like a
at
5 minute
all.
You sure?
thing.
It's not the same.
Not the
That's
same
like
at
a
all.
yeah. That's
I just wanted to mention a
It
movie not
is-
from this year.
It's gorgeously shot. Or
I'm sure. Listen,
feel
I
animated,
am
I should
not
say.
criticizing that style of art. I'm
It feels like
saying
you are
I
directly.
don't like it. I don't know.
That's only because of his tone.
I just I don't.
and the
I don't
words he's
enjoy it.
saying.
And also the
It
words
feels
he's
awfully coded.
Maybe it's because when I was a little kid, they would put on Saturday mornings for all of our enjoyment, which none of us actually enjoyed, Speed Racer. And Speed Racer sucked. It was horrible.
Telling you, this movie
The
is
animation was
nothing
sucked.
like
the
Speed
voice,
Racer.
Is it like Pokemon?
the voices
No.
are going, and the only thing good about Speed Racer was that little monkey that was running around with the group. But they didn't give him enough screen time. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you, brother.
It's just a good movie.
Time
That's
for
all
the
there is.
I agree.
SpongeBob meme.
It's really
3
good.
hours later.
Look up the reviews, man. It's very well praised.
Oscar nom.
Just because it got good
Yeah.
reviews doesn't mean I'm gonna think it's good.
It's never mind.
I
I can't
with
do
it.
this.
Listen, I am not criticizing your
mind.
pick. I'm telling you, I don't like
Universally
the art.
adored.
Universally adored.
It
I mean,
is.
here's the
People
thing:
love the movie.
88% on Rotten Tomatoes and 93% audience score.
Wild card is left for
Yeah.
Mr. Arvin.
Ah, excellent. Tis
Oh,
my time.
Yeah, you only got like 100 movies to pick from.
Right, I'm gonna go with Cinderella Man.
Thank
good
God
movie.
someone took it.
Oh my gosh, love this. This is another movie that I showed in class and
Makes me
just
cry.
I've seen it a lot, and it's just so well done. And this is coming to you from a person who truly hate is a strong word, but I really, really, really don't like Renee Zellweger. And
interesting.
that's
Okay.
I know it's a hot take.
Where did that start? Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
Bridget
Probably
Jones?
Probably Bridget Jones, and having to watch it a lot with my first wife. So
Say
yeah,
no more.
Yeah,
Say no
yeah.
more.
So there's just that stuff there probably. But yeah, like I think she's really good in this movie. Russell Crowe's fantastic. Like the kids are good. Paul Giamatti's fantastic.
That's all you
I
gotta
mean,
say.
The
Paul.
cast is just stacked, and like I don't think I would have come close to seeing this movie in 2005, even though I absolutely loved Gladiator. And now, like, I mean, it's one of my favorite Russell Crowe movies. So yeah, I'm gonna put it up there as my wild card, and I'm so glad it lasted this long.
I mean, it's a
I'm surprised it
heartbreaking
did.
movie.
I am too. Like I thought for sure somebody else would grab it, so I kind of was like, all right, there's a couple other ones that maybe I could make a case for, but
Well, if I wasn't a complete dumbass, I would have done this
No.
differently, and
Don't do that
Cinderella
to
Man
yourself.
would be on my list.
Do we want to take guesses on what Slummy's going to take for
last pick
Blockbuster?
overall.
did you leave Blockbuster to the very end?
He sure did.
Oh my dear
I had
gentle
5
God.
really good ones, so I figured I was. I don't
many do you
think
have
that
left?
you might take.
This is turning into a
like-
ball buster for
Do you have any
Right.
of them left?
Let's
No.
go.
Wedding
Whoa.
Crashers, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Walk the Line,
Yeah.
Batman Begins, and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
I
And
tell you what,
Star Wars.
I like to try to take it first or second, like all the time, just because I'm always worried that, especially Blockbuster, is gonna
yeah,
like wear
it's
out.
just-
And this time, like it's usually Academy Award or Blockbuster. And I was like, there's so many Academy Award ones. Like, I can get whatever I want. There's
Right.
like 12 on my list.
Nobody took Brokeback Mountain.
I
Nobody
know.
took
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That
Which
was
is
on
a
my
great
list.
movie.
I mean,
Munich, History of Violence. No one
Munich
took
is
that
on my
one.
list too.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff. Good Night and Good Luck. I really like that.
A History of Violence, last movie to be released on VHS.
Interesting.
Until
Wow.
Alien Romulus.
Yeah, they did have a special.
They released
VHS.
That's
a
cool.
version of Alien Romulus on VHS, which is now
Why?
nostalgia.
Yeah.
But how are you gonna watch it?
Well, just in
On a
case you
VCR.
wanted to complete your collection of Alien, Aliens, and Alien Romulus, like
Which has got to be the highest
you
quality
go. Might
VHS.
skip a few.
tape
you
that
probably have
exists,
Alien
right?
3 in there, but you probably don't have
Alien versus Predator on
I
VHS.
feel like that's
maybe
someone
Resurrection. Maybe you've got that.
We're gonna re-release.
I don't want to
Sgt.
judge you.
Pepper's
I don't want to judge you. You
Lonely
probably
Hearts Club
don't,
Band
but that's
on
fine.
8-track.
Did we ever Good Night and Good Luck? Anybody?
No,
I've seen it, yeah.
I was on my list too.
George Clooney?
Love that movie.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
So you're going to take Longest Yard?
No.
Hold up.
Yeah,
We got
Sandler
Chicken
one.
Little, Fantastic Four, King Kong, Chronicles of
Take
Narnia,
Fantastic Four.
The Pacifier, Fun with Dick and Jane,
Please don't take
Robots.
Fantastic Four.
This sucks.
Take
dude.
robots.
Madagascar.
I'd go with King
Robots is
Kong.
better than
I already
Madagascar.
wrote it in, but to be honest with you, in hindsight, I'm gonna do this because
He wrote down King Kong, but he's
I'm-
crossing it out.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I would have gone.
The Jack
with.
Black
Okay.
King Kong.
I am gonna go
The
with
Jack
robots.
Black King Kong.
Robots.
Robots is better. It's
Robin
good.
Williams.
It is.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's funny.
classic Robin Williams going all over the place. It is a
Yeah.
good story, and it also has the voice of Ewan McGregor, right? Isn't he?
I think he's the main robot, right?
Right.
Yeah.
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 And it is fun. It's very, very
What a great year for Ewan McGregor.
animation.
The animation's really cool.
Right. It very creative. The
Yeah.
world that they created. So
Yeah.
yeah, while it's not a movie, I mean,
I like
I
the
would have
scene.
taken, but overall, as far as blockbusters go, it's
Considering
very
what's
creative.
left.
right?
Yeah.
And robots.
That's fair.
I like when they
Ewan
go into
McGregor.
Big Bot's office. and,
Yeah.
like the domino scene. That's great.
Oh, that's Big Bot is it Mel Brooks' voice?
That's Mel Brooks. I didn't
Who's
know
Big
that.
Bot's voice? It's
Let's see here. He's Big Weld.
Yeah,
Big Weld
yeah.
is Mel Brooks.
Is Mel Brooks,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the more I think about it, I kind of forgot how creative that it was, and then the wordplay that they use on different things. Robin
Jennifer
Williams is
Coolidge
great.
is in this.
Yes.
Amanda Bynes, Drew Carey, Terry Bradshaw.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Jim
It's
Broadbent.
fun. That's a fun movie. Dude.
Paul Giamatti,
Ah,
Tim the
nice.
Gate Guard.
Oh, yeah, he is Tim.
He's hilarious.
Dude, the little puppet robot.
He is so funny. Yeah.
So what you guys are saying is I should probably watch
switched
this.
It's
I'm
real
glad
fun.
I switched.
It's
Oh,
a
you've never
fun
seen
watch.
it?
I've never seen it.
Neither
Yep.
have I.
I'll check it out, though.
I'm
Sounds fun.
surprised you haven't with your Robin Williams.
I love Robin Williams, but it was a cartoon in 05. I wasn't going to watch it.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
it's-
but the world they create is really
That's for
pretty
babies.
unique. It's,
Sure.
it's really unique.
it's a
All
mixture.
It makes
How old
sense
were
to
you
me.
in
As-
2005?
16 going on 17.
Oh yeah, yeah.
2005,
That's
my kids were 4 and 3. We
This is my
went to the theater to
sophomore,
watch
junior year.
Yeah.
It's amazing the difference that like 7 years makes between like the way that you view things. I mean, yeah.
I saw robots maybe every day for
For how long?
a year growing up.
And you
Was
didn't take
this
it?
was your senior year in high school?
Was it like DVD or what were you watching it on senior in high school? Hey, 2014 was hard.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. Well done, guys.
Well,
we did it.
Good draft. Ticket studs out.
We love you.